All right, Arturo Villanueva. All right, Norma, on this case, can the attorney be by Zoom on Thursday? We're gonna see if your attorney can be here by Zoom on Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes,
Okay.
just 1 second. Oh, yes, Norma, just put it down for Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes, they're gonna give you a reset for Thursday. Are you able to Zoom?
Uh-huh.
All right, so then you can Zoom
Okay.
on
but-
Thursday.
Okay.
She's gonna give you a reset form though, okay?
Okay, thank-
Hello, yes. come. All right, Mr. Garza, there have been some issues.
Yes, ma'am.
So your attorney is going to be here on Thursday.
That's fine. Ms.
And
Wood.
so we'll take it up at that time,
That's
okay?
fine, Ms. Wood.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so very much. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
All right, who's here for Brenda Annette Ortiz Navarro?
Your Honor, I have a student interpreter with me. May she observe?
Yes,
Thank you.
hello, hi, what's your name?
Leticia.
All right, nice meeting you.
Nice to
Come
meet you.
down anytime.
Hasta enfrente.
So everyone, we're gonna speak at an even, slow pace. So the person who is shadowing the interpreter will think, oh my gosh, this is so easy. We're gonna talk in slow motion.
We'll strive to that end, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 1968, State of Texas versus Brenda Annette Ortiz Navarro. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Renee Munoz for the defense.
And are you Brenda Annette Ortiz Navarro?
Yes.
All right, so here's the thing. You gotta wait till the interpreter finishes before you speak. Otherwise, we don't need the interpreter. So do you want the interpreter?
Yes.
All right, so wait till he finishes interpreting. All right, and we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
And if you'll state your name?
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
Right. All right, Ms. Navarro, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And Mr. Munoz, do you speak Spanish fluently?
I do speak Spanish, Judge, however, not fluently, more conversationally.
All right, were you able to review the documents with her in Spanish?
I was, Judge, yes.
And do you believe she understands the documents?
I do, Your Honor. No objection. to the defense.
All right, I'm just reviewing the paperwork to see if this is the way it should be, if it should be on this paperwork or not. Just one moment.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're gonna go off the record for a moment. I want to say the guy from the monkeys, his mother invented, the paper mate, the whiteout. So he's a monkey plus, I think, no, not Davy Jones. It's the one with the curly hair. What was his name? He's actually the one who sang, what's that song? Clarksville or something, Meet Me in Clarksville. He was the lead singer, but not Davy Jones. Well, no, it wasn't him. I'm gonna figure out his name.
Are you proud that I even know who Davy Jones is?
I am proud of you.
Your Honor, I don't think any of them had curly hair.
No, I wouldn't say it was curly. It wasn't straight. Yes, but I don't think it was him. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Yes, I think it may have been his mom who did it. I'm gonna figure it out. Michael Nesmith. That's the monkey who did it. All right. And if you want to explain that to your client.
Yes, Judge, gladly.
All right, so we're gonna go back on the record. So you were indicted for a state jail felony. However, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750. That is a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to a $2,000 fine and 180 days in the Bear County Jail. Did you understand?
¿Usted entendió?
Sí.
Yes. ¿Está de acuerdo?
Just 1 second off the record. Excuse me. Who are you talking to? You on the back row. You, curly hair, who are you talking to? No, you were. Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. In the box, you all are not to have conversations with each other. You're not to have conversations with people in the audience. If you're having conversations with each other in the box, guess what? You're all at the Bear County Jail, so don't take any legal advice from either of you unless someone wants to know how long does it take to get picked up to go to prison. Usually you can depend on somebody who's at the jail. They know that answer. But as far as motions to suppress or anything else involving legal, they're in the same boat as you. Does everyone understand? All right. And I'm sorry, where did I leave off? Thank you. Thank you. Are you a US citizen?
No.
No.
Counsel?
Yes, Judge. In reference to that, I am aware that she is not a US citizen. We did reach out to an immigration attorney within my office, and he did interview Ms. Navarro, and he did get information regarding her immigration status. He did prepare a memo referencing potential consequences under US versus Padilla, Kentucky versus Padilla, actually, Judge. And I brought that information to the attention of the state and also my client, so that she was aware of potential consequences regarding a guilty plea or no contest plea with regard to this charge.
All right. And are you aware that by entering into a plea in this case, that one theft is considered a crime of moral turpitude?
Sí.
Yes.
And are you aware by entering a plea in this case, you will be deported?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you have ample opportunities to speak to an immigration attorney?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you understand that you will not be allowed to re-enter legally the United States?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you understand you will be denied naturalization?
Sí.
Yes.
Right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 179 days in the Bear County Jail. State is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Sí.
Yes.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Then to the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me pongo.
No contest.
State any evidence. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We request that the court follow the negotiated plea bargain agreement. At the time of this offense, client was not working, was taking care of kids, and was not receiving any governmental assistance, largely due to her status here within the United States. The 179 days for immigration purposes is considered a petty theft offense. With hopefully not as many consequences as an original charge would have. So we're asking that the court please follow this agreement.
All right, the court is gonna find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 179 days in the Bear County Jail. Your credit for any time served, and there's to be no re-entry into the United States. All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
before concluding, it's under my understanding, my client has 402 days of credit. We wanted to ask if the court could announce that the judgment be satisfied with the 179 days.
I'll show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Guadalupe Roque, and I will learn how to pronounce your name.
Roque.
Are we sure it's Roque?
Roque.
All right, we have a lot of people saying Roque and they're rolling their R's. We're gonna see.
It's not Roque, it's Roque. Roque.
All right, how do you pronounce your name?
Okay.
See,
Roque.
he said it the same way I was saying it. I didn't even have to bring out my Eartha kit.
You were saying Roque.
Thank you. But Sean, you're the only person who's here for me. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, we just learned that Mr. Roque has several cases that are sealed.
Mhm.
So we're waiting on those. And on this case that's already been indicted, prosecutor, I'm sorry, I don't know, needs to,
Oh, that's Zach Dunn,
Zach.
but he's gonna be leaving us in 2 days, so you really don't have to learn his name. He's just-
That wasn't us. Bashan has
He's
my back
just-
too now.
You know what? He's just leaving us. And you know what? Here's the thing, Richard. He told everybody but me that he was leaving. Oh, and he didn't tell Deputy Laura.
I did too.
When she found out, I was like, really?
I didn't know details, but
Didn't tell Jessica.
details, I told.
Jason, did you know,
Well, no wonder.
Jason, did you know Zach was leaving?
No, I did not. No, I just found out right now.
No,
Thank
come on.
you.
No, don't.
Oh, maybe
Nobody
that's
knew.
why he's passing the buck.
And then he's wearing I think that's Texas Longhorn colored tie or
I feel like
something.
I should step in and
This
defend
is-
my man, Zach. He is a Reagan High School graduate.
But you know what?
This is my attorney.
Are you defending him with that tie?
does.
No, I mean his tie.
Oh, well, okay.
He's trying to bring Longhorns up in
This is
here.
orange and blue, Your Honor. This
That
is
looks
wrong with
like
Longhorns?
Virginia. I don't know what that is.
UTSA Road Runners.
Oh,
Go
UTSA.
Runners.
There you go.
That's what he says. Just the other day, he was saying it was Longhorns.
No,
That is actually not true.
Where's up ahead, probably?
You know, we don't ask this kind of questions. We just- you know?
So where are you going?
Well, not to UTSA. I mean, I already graduated.
Right. But are you leaving the DA's office?
No, I'm
Okay.
going.
Okay, well, make sure you put a nice note that what you said earlier.
He didn't tell me. He told everybody else, except for me, Deputy Laura, Jason Gerhan. I don't think he told Daniel. Oh,
And Daniel didn't tell Jason.
That's just-
Yeah, that's more of a internal thing over there. I don't want to interfere with the chain of custody.
that is just so messed up.
Man.
Messed up.
Norma, did he tell you?
Yes, ma'am.
See,
He invited her to lunch.
Because it's so hard for me to say, Judge, it takes me a while to verbalize these things. You know, think about it, Your Honor, very similar to when, people are talking when we're on the record. It's like we're always on the record. I'm whispering, Judge. I'm whispering this. I'm not able to speak it because I don't want to.
Mhm.
I want to be here.
You
We'll
know what?
remember.
Zombie apocalypse is gonna come and somebody's gonna come knocking on the door. Who are you, sir?
Right.
All right, so
So
the cases that are sealed, are these third-degree felonies, second-degree felonies?
One is the same, similar,
Mhm.
and he's indicted as a repeater on this case.
Okay,
So I imagine that if that one gets unsealed, it'll be a repeater as well.
and when are you expecting things to happen?
the intaker made a note on our case saying that they still need, there's evidence forthcoming on the sealed. and the other two sealed are misdemeanors, so I don't have any information on those two. That is the full scope of my
Oh,
knowledge.
so they're misdemeanors, so
Yes, Judge,
we'll just deal with the felonies here.
absolutely.
All right, on this case, Norma, reset this for September, late September,
30th?
September 30th. Are you gonna be traveling?
No, tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow?
I'm going back to Mexico City tomorrow.
Ah,
I'm homeless here, remember?
and then you just said you have a new place here.
So supposedly the lease says August 31st, and now it's October 15th.
You know what?
So I'm like freaked out. So I'm going to Mexico to cry.
Do I need to go over there with a hammer or
Yeah.
something and help it get in shape?
They're worried about the pizza oven or something. I don't know.
A pizza oven is holding up, moving into,
I don't know. I'm just so floored.
is it just a pizza oven for everybody or the pizza oven in your,
No, it's a pizza oven for everybody, but
it must be completed because, you know,
I've seen it. It's like this big.
somebody may want a pizza and say, you need to deduct from what I paid you because
Uh,
the pizza oven isn't working.
so, and the alternative is to move to a low floor. And I'm like, well, I've already lived in a low floor. I want to live in a high floor. So
Okay,
I'm couch surfing.
all right, we'll be back on September 30th.
Okay.
And sir, if your attorney has everything before the 30th, he can always ask that it be placed on the docket before then. Do you have any questions about anything?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to make sure that your counsel has all the discovery. Okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Zach promised that he was going to call your dad today or tomorrow before he leaves.
To be clear, I said the office will call them at a time in the future, and I stand by that. I stand by that.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Actually, you know what, Judge?
We've had other issues with paperwork. It's great, but
Oh.
I think it will be better if we just use the White House, so nobody will come back and say, oh, what was this? Because we've had that before. All right, who's on Jesse Losoya?
We're ready, Judge.
Because we just had one where there was a scratch and then a circle and nobody knew what they were meaning. Zach is leaving us. My mom is gonna be, where's Zach? It's hitting hard.
I'll miss you guys.
But Sean, we should do that and do a montage
End of the road. Kind of
Where he
like
was-
Boyz II Men.
where he was just learning to walk, then now he's running.
You want to know a funny story, Judge?
Sure.
So his first trial, I'm on the jury panel.
That's true. My very first ever, never done voir dire, not once in my entire life. Wasn't an intern, didn't do criminal work. I had never seen a jury. And this man was jury number 6.
Juror number 6. And I got struck by both the defense and the state.
It was Judge
Was it-
Michael Denton from Travis County.
Oh, wow.
And Greg, the whole time, was making my life so difficult. He was like, wrong. Impossible commitment, And I was like, wow,
No,
I suck
I
at
was
this.
incognito. I knew.
You know, when I was swearing in the jury downstairs, an attorney wanted, people come with you with different excuses. And he comes up to me, he says, I'm an attorney, so could you go ahead and excuse me because no one's gonna pick me? And you know what I said?
I'm waiting. Nothing.
I said, oh, thank you. Let them know as you go through to the
I got
next
you.
phase.
I
You can
got
tell the next person, excuse me, I'm an attorney. No, but it's like, if I were called up for jury duty, I wouldn't say, hey, I'm an attorney. I'd be like, yes, I'm here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Eddie Garcia was the other attorney, so I think they understood. I was fair and impartial, but I was extremely skeptical.
You know who was on a jury trial where I was doing voir dire?
Where?
As a prosecutor?
No.
Judge Barry.
Oh,
That's
wow.
correct. So
Yeah.
that's right.
It's like, hey, and I was like, hey. All right.
He did an amazing job, by the way,
Okay,
for the record, as his attorney.
Are we on the record?
we're on the record. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007-264, State of Texas versus Jesse Anthony Losoya, Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Greg Desmarais?
And are you Mr. Losoya?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I have, Judge.
And did you review it with your clients?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of robbery? Normally, the range of punishment for robbery is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? The state is proceeding on a repeater count. If the state presents evidence to the court that the repeater paragraph in the indictment is true, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a US citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
You seem very smiley at those
I
points.
gotta keep a smile no matter what I'm going
Yes.
through. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's a good thing to do. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. You'd agree that you've been convicted of one or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense of robbery, how do you plead? True,
No
I'm going
contest.
guilty or not guilty or no contest.
No contest.
And to the enhancement, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement to true based upon your plea or true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client has been very cooperative in this. He's taken responsibility, and we ask that you follow the plea bargain.
All right. All right, the court will follow your plea. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. And there's to be no contact with the complainant. All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
26 years old.
All right, you're 26. Do you want to live the rest of your life in prison?
No.
All right, and what's up with the tattoos on the face?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Did you do them?
No.
What's the
Somebody else did
tattoo on
that?
the face right
Oh, that's my son's name.
All
now?
right.
Zayden?
Yeah, that's my son's name.
All right, so here's the thing. When you're trying to obtain employment, sometimes people will look at you and say, hey, who's this guy with tattoos on his face? Maybe we don't want him working here. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
10th grade.
All right, so when you go to the prison, you need to work on getting your GED. And they have plenty of trades that you can learn so you can come out and not do this again. Because when you think about it, I've read this, you committed a robbery, right? And guess what? You only got $5. So what has just happened to you right now is for every dollar you took, you've traded a year.
Do it though.
But here's the thing, you traded a year. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mhm.
This is-
All right, Luis.
Luis.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 006918, State of Texas versus Luis Alfredo Contreras. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Greg Desmarais?
All right, and are you Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Your Honor. I believe it's habitual, Judge, but either way, they're.
All right, so you're waiving the entire enhancement allegation paragraphs?
Yes.
All right. Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Are you a US citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 1 year, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence? Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Do you wish to proceed with sentencing?
We do, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I do, Your Honor. He has been wonderful. He's accepted responsibility. It's me that looks at this kind of case and I'm like, I got to do more. What can I do? Yes, he's a habitual. He understands that. He recognizes that. But the case in front of you, Judge, he takes full responsibility. But as I pointed out to the DA, it is 0.1 gram of cocaine. Still counts, possession less than a gram. It was crossing a street without the crosswalk. And so everything meets the elements, but just from I don't do this enough, Judge, but in my sense is a year just. And so we agreed, but I'm just asking you to maybe give him 6 months, Your Honor, in this case, knowing his history, knowing that he's taken responsibility, but just the idea that with this case in front of you, I believe that would be a little more of a just sentence.
All right, state, okay. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is finding you guilty. I'll order the therapeutic community and the court will sentence you to 9 months in the state jail facility
Thank you, Judge.
and give you credit for any time served. And I'll note for the record, I read the police report. And yes, he was crossing the street. And he did immediately admit to the officer what the drug was and told the officer he didn't need to test it. From what I'm reading, the police report and based upon the laboratory reports, it appears that this was for most definitely for personal use and not for selling.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. This case as a habitual case, it's really 2 to 20, right? So your attorney did a very good job for you. And I think the state was very just in the offer that they gave you. So I realize that you have drug habit issues. You need to take care of that. How old are you?
38.
All right, you're 38. So here's the thing. Sometimes people, well, normally people who sell drugs, they want a repeat customer. But if you're not a repeat customer, it's fine because they'll just go on to the next person. You do not want to be that person on the news who somebody is identifying their body in a field. You understand? So I recommended the therapeutic community for you based upon your criminal history. I don't know if they're going to give it to you or not. However, you need to ask for it. And when you're released from the state jail facility, if you can't find a place for inpatient treatment, you can come back here. If I'm here, I'll direct you to some place where you can go.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And what's up with all these facial tattoos?
After my
they
last client, I
painful?
went, I said, you're in trouble.
Are they painful?
Some of
All right.
Jackie, you're
Thank
seeing
you.
the face that
Thank
you've
you.
seen everything.
Thank you.
I
Thank you very
mean,
much. Yeah, you can. You can. You can.
All right.
If you're not allowed to.
So let's not do that anymore,
yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
And no more facial tattoos. I don't have a problem with it, but for some people, that's going to limit your ability to get employment.
Yeah, they
Okay.
look at you different. Yes, thank you, man.
Otherwise, you're going to have to put on a bunch of concealer.
Thank
Oh.
you.
All right. Good luck to you. All
All
right.
right,
you
let me
too.
give you this copy.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3849, State of Texas versus Dennis Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harrison.
Defense?
Cornelius Cox.
And are you Mr. Johnson? Counsel, have you received all discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest detention with the vehicle? Normally, that's a 3rd-degree felony with a range of punishment of 2 to 10 years. However, if the state is able to prove up the enhancement allegation, then that will make it a 2nd-degree felony and the range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
The court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. You agree that you've been previously convicted before for purposes of enhancement. There's a $1,500 fine. State is silent on your applications. They're going to take into consideration 2024 PF 10121 and JN number 2416837. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? to the enhancement allegation. How do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for defertification. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you requesting a PSI?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, PSI and TAP evaluation, what date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, October 21st.
First, I know the court maybe give me a November date. I'm gonna tell you why. So there's some documents that I'm going to need to get. And that couple weeks maybe make the difference.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put it in November?
That's fine.
All right, November 14th. All right, well, what happened is we'll come back on November 14th. I'll make my decision on your application based upon whatever evidence is presented to me. Make sure that you meet all of the appointments that probation is going to set up for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Don't leave until they give you a reset form.
He always dresses appropriate.
He does. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, so your client is here on a violation report.
Okay.
The misdemeanor court, County Court 13, allowed him to have bond on an assault case. So he's on bond for that one. And then he has these 3 cases with us. So on these 3 cases, have you received the discovery?
No, Judge, I don't think I've ever even spoke with my client. I think this is a fairly new case, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, Norma, on this case, this is what we're going to do. We're going to recall it, Mr. Ashbaugh. Norma, if you can set this in 20 days
On the violation or the pre-indictment cases, Judge?
on the pre-indictment cases.
Are they assigned to your court, Judge? Why are we in your court if they're new PF cases?
You have to talk to Odyssey.
I'm confused because when I looked up the thing just sitting here on Zoom, it looked like they're all PF cases. So I didn't know if what was going on.
All right, we're going to come back on September 16th.
Okay.
And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Okay.
And thank you for dressing appropriately for.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Judge, I think I'm
Oh, thank you
I'm
so
pretty
much.
sure I have a
Yeah,
vacation.
good.
I'm sorry, what?
Can we move it to the next day or the day after? I have a vacation letter on the 16th.
All right, just one moment.
I can do the 17th or the 18th.
All right, Norma, put it down for the 17th.
Okay.
All right, we'll put it on the 17th.
Okay.
Are you employed?
Yeah, I received disability. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so we'll bring you back on the 17th, okay?
Okay. Yes,
So, Judge, I think I'm right. Just to give you an update, I'm looking at his Odyssey printout or whatever, the case, and there's a pending case that is assigned to your court in the 187th District Court with a different attorney.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll be back on September 17th.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Judge, did you hear what I was saying though?
Yes, but we're here, so I don't know what you want me to do with that information, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I guess we'll figure it out that day. What I'm saying is there's another case that's already in your court with a different attorney. Maybe that's why I was in the 187th. That's what I was trying to maybe figure out.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you on the 17th.
All right.
Moreno-Vasquez.
The co-defendant Berger.
Okay. All right, Norma, can I see the file on Moreno-Vasquez?
I think at this point it was reset. The other one was set for November 12th.
Yes. Moreno-Vasquez, come on down.
You need to.
I have the second one. Yeah.
And Judge, I apologize. I would have been there this morning, but I looked at Odyssey and it showed that it had been reset, so
No
I
more
just thought it got bounced.
The last name is Vasquez?
Yeah, Marco Moreno-Vasquez.
Oh, Moreno-Vasquez.
He's a Spanish speaker, Judge. I hope you have an interpreter.
Oh. We have Deputy Laura here. So we're just here to get a jury trial date.
Sounds good.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date?
Mississippi 12th, 11th, 12th, November 12th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on November 12th for jury trial.
Sounds perfect, Judge.
Hey, Judge, before we go on, the same applies for this individual for the amount of additional discovery evidence, 1.79 terabytes.
Okay.
It's a DVR, David, so if you'd like to come by and just bring us at least a 2 terabyte drive, we can download it for you.
Sounds great. I'll see if I can stop by tomorrow and clear up some room on a 4 gig drive and bring it over.
Well, you have this great library behind you. Surely you can find something back there. All right. We will bring your client back on November 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
You have a great day.
All right, thank you too. Deputy Laura Renee, can you let him know he's coming back on November 12th?
Okay. What's the, is it?
He's coming back on November 12th.
Noviembre 12.
Pasa.
Oh, he already knows.
I don't understand everything, no puedo decir para atrás.
Sí, van a regresar a corte aquí, no, noviembre 12.
Yes.
November 12.
So you just keep conversing.
Yes.
Ok, gracias.
Oh, muchas gracias.
Dios
De nada.
Dios la bendiga.
All
Take care, Judge. Have a good one.
right, thank you. When I was in Italy, here's an Italy story. So I'm in Italy and my French started coming back to me. So then we go to Italy and all the languages, French, Italian, Spanish, they're sort of all the same.
Yeah.
So we're in Italy and the person said, oh, this is a great place to eat and it's inexpensive because, you know, your money starts getting tight.
Yeah.
So Jamisa and I are standing in line and the guy is in front, the owner of the place, telling this lady what each thing is. And their pastries filled with different things. Some has chicken, some has vegetarian. So he keeps explaining to her over and over. And Jamisa's like, Stephanie, what's going on? I'm like, why do you think I speak Italian? But then I said, he's telling her that has chicken, that has beef, that's vegetarian, and that's cheese. And so the guy in the back, this is when I knew Italians speak with their hands. He's like, even the American knows, and you are Italian and you don't know what I'm saying. And so then afterwards, he told me, for you, free. I'm like, I understand that. Thank you very much.
Can't be free, that's true.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Love Italy as well. It's an amazing place.
Oh, I love it. Gosh, it is so beautiful.
Okay.
All right, why do I have the following Trevor Morse? Who's here for Trevor Morse?
Your Honor.
All right, come on down. So where are we on discovery?
Discovery, judge seems to be intact. There's a number of videos, things of that nature. I know that Mr. Morse was evaluated for competency recently with Judge Carruthers, so I think that that put a halt on some things. But there's a lot of videos that we need to peruse, specifically a surveillance video. And we'd like a chance to review that, Judge.
All right, and where are we on the competency?
He was deemed competent by
Okay.
Judge Carruthers and then referred back here, Judge.
And Judge, specifically in the videos, there's that surveillance video. I was trying to locate the surveillance video on e-discovery. I couldn't find it, so I started emailing the state attorney because it looked like they had received it from one of the detectives.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to follow up to see what's going on there.
All
Or if
right.
I'm missing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery on Morse? And so he's never been declared incompetent, correct?
My understanding is no, right? You've never been competent? No.
Okay.
Number 26.
All right, so we're gonna come back on September 26th for discovery. If your attorney wants you brought over sooner, all he has to do is let us know and we'll bring you over sooner. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excused.
Yes. You know, they now have a new app where you can watch movies and if you touch the screen, it will show you what they're saying. So you can learn languages.